One of the things that I have always based every bit of my practice on, much like you all hopefully have based your practice on, and I know we all come from different backgrounds, but my practice is one thing. It is principled, chiropractic, green book-based chiropractic, philosophy-based chiropractic. Subluxation is all wonderful and all great. I love it, but I believe in the principles of chiropractic because they are the principles of life. If you look at the 33 principles, it doesn't boil down to, oh, it takes time, and in everything there's innate intelligence, and the bank that has the supply and demand, and that each cell gets function through nerve transmission. This isn't like it's some brand new thing that just happened, that just popped out. This is the foundation that chiropractic and chiropractors built their practices on from 1901 or however long all the way up to present if they've got big practices. The chiropractors that have the big practices are the ones that can communicate the principles of chiropractic. And that's the table talk that we talk about. You want to have 33 communications with your patients? Put up on that clear sheet or that clear glass that Dr. Gottlieb was talking about, put up one of the principles. Talk about the principles of chiropractic. And if you don't want to do that, go on SDEB's website and get whiteboard vomit or get whatever questions you want to think about. Have something new up there for you to talk to your patients about. But this book, how many of you have read the green books and not read them cover to cover, but how many of you have opened them and strobed them and looked at them and actually read something from them? Because
Just to give you an update, kind of what went on in the other room, because that's really some really important stuff that we need to cover before we get down and dirty on some of the other things that are going to help generate. You know, my biggest thing is for chiropractors, we shouldn't be, working our tails off as hard and as many hours and constantly, we are chiropractic, we love it, otherwise we wouldn't be doing it, but it can just take over our life and it gets tough to separate. The one thing I love about Dr. Mark is very, very disciplined, where he's in his office, he's 100%, so his prime time is just so focused, it's laser focused, and that's why everything generates around that. It's kind of like that vacuum. So really what I find is that it's either us as a doctor that gets off focus or it's our CAs. And I know as doctors, we don't really enjoy, Dr. Mark does, training CAs. We usually hand them a manual, send them to a website, or send them to a seminar and expect them to come back and really be at the level where we want them to, as far as my opinion on what I've seen out there. And I love going to offices. I have a lot of doctors, not really in San Diego, but that fly in to shadow my office, and they bring their CAs. And the really thing it starts with, some CAs don't really believe that the doctor is going to change, or they don't believe that they actually can see more. And then what they do is they equate seeing more with, you're going to give them more things to do, and they're already stressed out. So there's a couple beliefs that we kind of got to shatter, that we did shatter over there, that we kind of talked about, what their role is as a CA. What is a CA really? What do CAs do? What is that what it is? Awesome. What else? Because we can write these down. I had them write down some things over there, because there's a long list, but they assist the chiropractor. That's one of them. Let's hear some other ones while we're talking about it. I'd like to hear your ideas, and we'll see afterwards. I'll bring both lists over, and we'll see if there's a match. Dr. Margie, can I borrow you to write these down? Do we have a pen here? Ivana, come up. The pens are right here, because my handwriting is just absolutely horrible. Let's do this, because we're going to compare the lists. So, assist the chiropractor.
They should help create congruency in your office in your education process.
Education, congruency. Good, that's a good one. What else? Flow of the room. Flow of the office.
Help maintain patient relationships.
Maintain relationships, patient relationships. What else? Extension of the chiropractor. What else? Set the tone in the office. Positive or negative. I love where this is going. Share the love. Who said that? Share the love. Okay? Okay, I think we have set the tone, flow. Yeah, focus, put focus, office focus, doctor focus. It's good. Dr. Bart, we're talking about CA's roles, like what we hold them to be. Okay. Professional rapport. Collect the money. Scheduling.
We are a family, and that family is a group of chiropractors. It makes me sick to hear all the trash talking that goes on from chiropractor to chiropractor. We see 5% of the population, period. Not 5% of the population under wellness care. 5%, period. That means 5 out of 100 people, when they have back pain, will choose to go to chiropractor. So maybe 2% of those people in the entire country are under wellness care. Now I can promise you this, that that's the healthiest 2% of our population. That's for sure. But we need to start developing a family and a group mentality and support one another. Because if we saw 10% of the population, there wouldn't be enough chiropractors to serve all those people. So just because somebody opens up half a block away from you, doesn't mean that both people can't have successful practices and be flourishing. Because you're not going to jive with everybody. You might not like what I have to say today, but you might love what Dr. Matt has to say. Not likely, it might probably the other way around. I'm kidding. I love that. So ultimately what I want you to do is open up your mind. So we're going to be a family, number one. Number two is create a family atmosphere in your office with your CAs. And the reason why we have CAs in one room, doctors in the other room, is because really it's important for everyone to let their guard down and be real and truthful with yourself today about where your practice is, about whether your CA is the right CA for you. I guarantee you that one of you will go back and fire your CA next week. I guarantee it'll happen. It happens every time I've ever experienced something like this. Even in my own practice, I went to Total Solutions 5 years ago and called from Colorado, collected my office, and fired a CA over the phone. I was so envisioned in where I wanted my practice to go, and when I really looked at my practice, I realized there was one thing missing. It was one person. She'd only been there for a month. And I said, it's just not right. It just doesn't feel right.